Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1938, written by Moninina. A smashed van, then not. What a strange plot. So, I'm driving down I-5S towards San Diego on a busy weekend, back home around 8 p.m. I'm in a left carpool lane and see cars in front of me slowing down, and I realize there's potentially an accident, which isn't uncommon. We approach the accident and realize the white van is totaled, with smoke visible, and the van looks like an accordion smashed in together. We see no cops and decide to call 911 in case the passengers have been unable to. Overall, we drove slowly and we couldn't see the passengers, but the state of the vehicle prompted my partner to make the call. We provided location information and I decided to exit as quickly as possible and go back to check and see if they needed help. I exit the freeway and circle back. No more than 7 minutes have gone by, and as we once again approach the accident, the queue of cars is longer, but we finally see the white van at a short distance. As I approach the vehicle, now I see 2 young men outside the van, changing what looks like a tire. The van has no accident marks, it's whole. It's no longer like an accordion smashed together, it's solid, and there's no smoke. Both my partner and I looked at each other, confused, and started to discuss what the hell just happened when the van was smashed in and looked so bad that we called 911 and went back to see if they needed help. It was exactly the same van, same color, same location, but no longer a total wreck like it was just a few minutes ago. We didn't stop and kept driving given the change in the van's appearance, and 2 men obviously okay, and just questioned what we had seen the first time, and now what we were realizing in front of us. Given we drove slow in both instances and saw the wreckage the first time, we had a total WTF moment, and immediately nothing made sense. We both agreed that we did see the wreck and we both saw the van smashed in. We drove quietly back home after, realized something odd and eerie had just happened with our realities. To this day, I wonder and question if going back changed the situation. If so, I hope at least in the new reality, the passengers made it out alive and uninjured. Likewise, if what we saw did happen, then in another reality, they likely really got injured or worse. Case file 1938. A smashed van, then not. What a strange plot. Yeah, so once again we intersect a portal that transmits your body, your soul, everything over to a different universe. One thing is curious though. I speculate that you have to, if you go to a different universe via a portal, then you have to intersect the same portal to go back. But then in that case, when did you intersect that portal to go back? No, that still fits. So you're in your original universe, you see this crash, you carry on, you move forward, and somewhere along the path forward, you intersect this portal. Now you're in a different universe, you pivot back, and you see the van that is, entirely normal and, well, not normal, but has a flat, nothing major, they're fixing it. So similar, but different enough. And then you just go back to your originating destination along the same path, intersect the same portal, and voila, now you're back in the originating universe. The curious thing though is, if this is true and how it works, that means there are instances where people cross over to different universes, not via quantum immortality, but their whole bodies and everything. And they're stuck there. They never intersect the same portal again to go back, because they didn't even realize it happened, and there's no visual indicator of a portal. So maybe that's what's going on. And that could explain doppelganger theory too. Maybe it's not just bad mojo vibes. It's because if you see yourself, you know that physical matter that is ported over here doesn't belong here, has their own quantum signature or whatever you want to call it. That is hyper interesting to me. Yeah, you can cross to different universes in your full body, not just via quantum immortality. Makes sense. It would explain a few things, especially doppelganger theory. But then if that's true, if you see something weird, an anomaly, then try to traverse the exact same path you did before. Unless you want to be in a new universe. I mean, I guess that's kind of fun too. Hell, this explains missing 411 cases as well. Case file number 1939, written by Anonymous. Driving north with a temporal report. Me and a buddy were driving home late one night from an NBA game. We lived about 45 minutes from the arena downtown. We are driving northbound on the freeway in heavy traffic for about 15 minutes. And next thing we know, we are several cities north of our hometown, not another car in sight, and only 15 minutes have passed. We look at each other at the same time when we realize we've gone way too far, look down at the clock in the car, and realize only 15 minutes have passed. Remember, a drive home should have taken 45 to 60 minutes, and we are at least 30 minutes past our hometown the other way, and we both started losing our damn minds. We turned around and drove back south towards home. Nothing strange happened. It took the 30 minutes it should have to get home. To this day, everyone we tell about this story tells us we are lying or trying to pull some kind of a joke. Sure, we could have been distracted by the radio or talking too much where you forget what happens, but the time issue. It only took us 15 minutes to get somewhere where it should have taken at least an hour. I truly believe between the last thing we remembered and when we realized where we were, we entered some kind of time warp. I hope no one thinks we're crazy. Case notes file 1939. Driving north with a temporal report. Man, this is just space-time portal theme this week. No doubt about that. You intersect a portal, not to a different universe, just ahead in space-time. Quite a distance. Normally it's like a few miles, but this one was almost an hour worth of traveling. Just like that. Incredible. Outside of that, just drive back. Everything is normal. Maybe whenever this happens, you always are in a new universe, but maybe sometimes it's just the universe right next door. And because it's right next door, there's almost no differences, so you never realize you're in a different universe. Case file number 1940, written by Tramp Stamp Champ. Gold by day, UFO by night, peppered with a cosmic fright. My girlfriend and I were up in New Hampshire, gold panning with her sister and brother-in-law. We got back to the condo and went outside to try to see the comet Neowise. We had no luck the first night. My girlfriend's family left the next day, so it was just the two of us there. We were outside, trying to see the comet at around 9:30. It was great. We saw Saturn and Jupiter ride together over the mountains. We saw satellites flying by, and we even saw a couple shooting stars, but no Neowise. We decided a while later, around 11, that we were going to go look for the comet again. We had been looking at the sky for a long time when we finally saw what we thought was a comet, straight below the Big Dipper. So we went back to the condo because I had remembered that we had a pair of binoculars. I grabbed them and we went back to the stargazing spot. Now, the binoculars only had one lens, so the image wasn't very clear, but it still magnified it enough to where we could tell that we were definitely seeing Neowise. It was incredible. This is where it gets weird. After looking at the comet, we were looking at the rest of the sky when we saw what looked like a blinking light in the sky, and it was moving all over the place. It definitely wasn't a satellite because satellites move in straight lines. This thing was going in every direction, making turns and doing like corkscrews all over the night sky. When I looked through the binoculars, I could see that the object wasn't actually blinking, but that the light appeared to be on one side of it, and it was constantly rotating so the source of light would either face towards us or away from us. When the light was pointing directly at us, it was the brightest thing in the sky. Even when it turned away from us, I could still see it through the binoculars as this small dark spot. We watched this thing fly through the sky for as long as we could, until we couldn't see it anymore. What we saw was a UFO. I don't know what the hell it was, but that night has stuck with me. Case file 1940. Gold by day, UFO by night, peppered with a cosmic fright. I always wanted to go gold panning. Kinda sounds fun. Yeah, in that New England vibe too. I'd be down for that. But that is an interesting observation regarding the UFO, that it wasn't blinking, but simply rotating, and there was a light only on one end, and that's why you saw it. Now, here's a question. If this is an alien craft, would they not have the technology to keep themselves hidden? Why would they shine a bright light from their ship? Presumably they wouldn't have to, right? They'd be able to block that. Just, flip the switch, turn off the light. So if it is alien, either they somehow don't have the technology to shield themselves from being seen in the sky, or they wanted you to see them. I don't know which one would be the case. There are instances of telepathic communication when people see aliens or UFOs in the sky. So maybe they don't care. Maybe they do want you to see it and then they connect. Maybe that's how they can connect. You have to physically attune your mind to seeing them, to open that port, you could say. Now, time for the joke of the day. A man returns from the doctor and tells his wife that the doctor has told him he has only 24 hours to live. Given his prognosis, the man asks his wife for sex. Naturally, she agrees, and they make love. About 6 hours later, the husband goes to the wife and says, "Honey, you know I only have 18 hours to live. Could we please do it one more time?" Of course, the wife agrees, and they do it again. Later, as the man gets into bed, he looks at his watch and realizes that he now only has 8 hours left. He touches his wife's shoulder and asks, "Honey, please, just one more time before I die." She says, "Of course, dear," and they make love for the third time. After this session, the wife rolls over and falls asleep. The man, however, worried about his impending death, tosses and turns, until he's down to 4 more hours. He taps his wife, who rouses. "Honey, I only have 4 more hours. Do you think we could..." At this point, the wife sits up and says, "Listen, I have to get up in the morning. You don't." Damn. So brutal. I still have work. I have to carry on with my life, Damn. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony, signing off.